they go out every day and do exactly just that.
So would you say carjackings are getting better or worse?
I think if you look at the last 30, 60 days, they're doing better. I know overall violent crime, we're doing better. Every day we make changes and make adjustments, and we have to respond to that crime ultimately in order to prevent the crime.
The Attorney General is responsible for juvenile justice. Are you working with the Attorney General to see what his office knows about all these young guys, young girls and guys?
Yes, we talk to Office of Attorney General regularly. We also talk with our partners at the United States Attorney's Office. And the commitment that U.S. Attorney Matt Graves made, a couple weeks ago, looking at prosecuting 16 and 17-year-olds that are involved in these violent offenses, I think is a step in the right direction towards accountability.
Did you have a task force? If you so, how big is it? I mean, because you're obviously short 500 to 700, depending on how you count. Officers, how many officers do you have focusing on carjacking?
So we have a lieutenant, a sergeant, I want to say 10 to 12 detectives, and then we have our federal partners that are part of that task force as well.
When your detectives talk with these juveniles who say they're involved in these carjackings, what do they say? What is their motive? Why are they doing this? Why now?
I'm not aware of any case of a juvenile actually talking to detectives when they're apprehended. And that's the same question I ask, is the why. I think if we knew the why, we'd be able to address this much better.
How do we find that why?
We have to get in the heads of those juveniles and see, is it social media run? Is it lack of consequence that's contributing to this? Is it conversations that they're having in school? We have to find out why we've seen an increase in juveniles involved in these offenses like we do.
You say it's getting better with the carjackings. Why is it getting better?
Well, we've taken several initiatives to include the carjacking task force. They are on call. They respond out. We have them take the lead much more quickly than they do now. As you know, we started a couple initiatives this year. It started out as the Violent Crime Reduction Initiative. My apologies, the Robbery Suppression Initiative. It's a citywide approach we took. We bring in resources from all across the city, along with our federal partners. What we realized is that these violent offenses are occurring Thursday evening to Monday morning is when they most likely occur. And that's where we staff the Robbery Suppression Initiative, is to address those days and times. Once we've seen the reduction in robberies, we've shifted now to violent crime. So it's very, like I said, very fluid. We look at the crime that has occurred, the crime that we believe may occur, again, based on time of day and night. And this initiative stood up from 8 p.m. Thursday to 4 a.m. Monday to address the problems of violent crime and carjackings.
Are you seeing spikes in certain neighborhoods? Are you seeing spikes in certain neighborhoods in D.C. that more than others?
I don't think there's a spike in a particular neighborhood, but what we are very fluid in is if we see it in one particular night or we see it start picking up, we shift those resources in an attempt to abate any other carjackings or violent crime from occurring.
That being said, in the Navy Yard where the congressman was carjacked, we've talked to people who said it's a fairly regular occurrence, people getting carjacked who are not congressmen. How much do you concentrate on Navy Yard as part of your anti-carjacking efforts?
So it's an entire citywide approach, and we shift our resources as it's happening, very much real time. And that's why we stood up this initiative Thursday to Monday morning. I can say in reference to that carjacking in particular, U.S. Capitol Police is leading the investigation. We have been in communication with them today. We will continue to support them in any way that they need, but that collaboration, that communication is occurring.
Will you shift some resources to that neighborhood now?
Resources shift hourly or by shift or by day. It really depends what's going on. One carjacking may not be the case. Like I said, I don't think it's confined to any particular part of the city, any particular neighborhood, but we stay very fluid and attempt to stop it from occurring anymore.
Chief, you said that the last 30 to 60 days there's been some reductions in violent crime, but has there been a reduction in the number of carjackings using a weapon? I think the statistics may say 75% of the carjackings have at least one weapon of some type that may be done. Are you seeing more carjackings with weapons or routine?
No, I think we're staying with the norm as far as weapons are involved. Along with the increase in carjacking that we've had, I think we've also been successful. When you talk about our resources and our manpower, we've also had successes in arrests as well. So armed carjacking arrests year to date are up 16% compared to last year. We have 37% increase in motor vehicle theft arrests, 36% increase in UUV arrests, with an overall increase of 34% arrests year to date for these offenses. So when you talk about asking our detectives to go out there and do the job, I think they go out there, they do it well. And though we have increase, we also have increase in the rest as well.
If I could just follow up, you just mentioned resources and manpower. Do you have enough officers to do the job?
No, I don't think we do. The chief's asked for 4,000 officers, the mayor supported, or the mayor's also asked for 4,000 officers. You know what our staffing is like. So when you have an increase in cases and a decrease in numbers, it's going to put a strain on the detectives. But they come out there every day. They do the job. They do the job to the best of their ability to bring some closure and accountability to the people that commit these offenses.
Over 50% of carjackings are happening amongst juveniles. Right? There's a lot of them that are not even eligible to even get a driver's license or a permit in the city. Have you seen any reductions because of the curfew that's happened? And I'm also curious because a lot of these crimes do happen in one jurisdiction and you find the car in another state or another county. So are you working with any of your local partners as well in this initiative?
Yes, absolutely. We have great partnerships with the local jurisdictions that surround D.C. As you said, many of the cars end up there or their cars end up in our city. So that communication is constant. More importantly, the investigative efforts is constant as well.
And for the juveniles who are under the age of 16 who are carjacking, I mean, have you seen like the curfew having any impact amongst them or any of the other initiatives helping you bring down numbers for the 12 to 16-year-olds who are carjacking?
Yeah, I don't think you can pinpoint to any one success that we've had, but I think that's a contributing factor, along with working with our federal partners, along with our Youth and Family Engagement Bureau, really trying to reach out to these families or the families of these juveniles to see what's going on, what's leading them to go out there and find it necessary to hold someone at gunpoint and take their vehicle from them.
So can you share some tips on how drivers can avoid being carjacked, and perhaps also some tips for drivers if they find themselves in that situation? Two parts.
Yeah, absolutely. The first part, we always want someone to be aware of the surroundings. I mean, this is something we talk about all the time, not only when we have an increase in numbers. When you're in your vehicle, you should have your doors locked. When you park your vehicle or enter your vehicle, try to move as quickly as possible. What we believe is happening, and again, no one's really told us why they're doing it, but when you're sitting in your vehicle idling, you just got in and you want to check your cell phone, you just got in your car and you want to get settled, you're sitting there with the headlights usually on. Most of our cars have automatic lights. And those automatic lights, you can see them from blocks away. And more than likely, it indicates that someone's sitting in that car and that car is occupied. So if you're going to get in your car, try to pull off as quickly as possible. Again, if you're going to park your car, try to get it parked and walk off as quickly as possible. Most importantly, be aware of your surroundings.
Let me follow up on that before you answer the question about find yourself in. Are you saying that there's a risk at sitting idly in the city, engine running? It's not such a good idea.
I don't think there's a risk. I think that's part of the tips involved. When we talk about giving people information, I think you're more safe parking your vehicle and getting away from it, or when you're in your vehicle, start moving. We do see instances where the vehicles, every carjacking for that matter, whether you're stopped at a red light or you're stopped parked against the curb, the carjacking occurs when you're sitting still. So as long as we can get that vehicle moving as quickly as possible, I think it is a tip to help decrease the chances.
Okay, and so what should the driver do if the gun is in the face outside the vehicle, and what are the right steps or maybe the wrong steps?
No, the right steps are absolutely to cooperate. A car is property. Property can be replaced. I don't think anybody should put themselves in a situation to resist or confront the person trying to take your property. If you can, get a very good description. One of the difficulties that we're seeing now is that these individuals are wearing masks like we haven't seen before. Not only the ski masks, but the surgical masks, which make it very difficult to ID. Even if we believe we have the right person, getting that identification from the victim often is difficult. But if you're able to, get a very good description of the individual, so when we catch them, we can hold them accountable.
Chief, is there any particular reason as to why detectives have not been able to talk with some of the youth?
So we make every attempt to talk to youth. We interview them. They have their constitutional rights. We absolutely won't compromise that. And if they choose not to talk to us, then we have to respect their rights.
You did mention the U.S. Attorney's Office making a commitment to charge 16 to 17-year-olds carjacking as adults. Have you actually seen that happen since he announced this?
I'm not sure if since he's announced it, but I know we've had cases this year. Every time we have a 16 or 17-year-old that's been arrested for a carjacking or a Title 16 eligible offense, we present it to the U.S. Attorney's Office first. let them give them the right to refuse before we present the case to the Office of Attorney General.
We'll take a couple more.
The DC Police Union has ads out right now blaming Councilmember Charles now talking about the council's actions these past several years for the crime now and why police are not able to find. Share these sentiments and speak to withdraw face-to-face actions.
Yeah, so the DC Police Union is entitled to have their beliefs. I'm not about pointing fingers. I'm about coming up with solutions. It doesn't matter why we're here. The reality is that we have an increase in violent crime. We have an increase in carjackings. And how do we do it to bring it down and make the people feel safe in the city again?
All right, two more.
I'm sorry? What plan?
Plan to address the city? What's going on in the city right now?
It's an agency with ultimate concurrence or support of the chief. The chief determines how we carry this out, and like I said, robbery suppression initiative, shifting to violent crime initiative, I think is effective, along with enforcing curfew and any other measures that we have.
Last one, Peter. Peter.
Chief, you mentioned 16 and 17-year-olds being charged as adults. What else do you need, or do you want, or are you working with prosecutors to try to get some more convictions overall?
I believe we have to work very well with our partners, not only the U.S. Attorney's Office, Office of Attorney General, to bring the best case forward, and that is cooperation and helping the community. I think every case, absolutely the cases that we don't close on the scene, we close with support from the community, video from the community, tips from the community. So the community's involvement and assistance is paramount, and getting some of these cases closed.
All right, thank you all.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Process.